everyone, it's Carol from Crinkled Path Journals, and it is Thrifty Thursday again. And I also will put the hashtag Thrifted Treasures on here. Thrifty Thursdays hosted by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming, and Thrifted Treasures is hosted by our friend Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. I have an estate sale haul today, and I also will show you in some photos because I can't get it under the camera, the largest thing I have ever bought in a junk journaling haul. So come along and wait and see. Well, my last Friday before I had to return to work, I made it out to an estate sale, and it was the second day of the estate sale. Most of our estate sales run Friday to Sunday. This particular company always does their sales Thursday to Saturday. I went out solo because my daughter was already working in her classroom ahead of the school year starting. Boo-hoo, couldn't take my daughter and the baby with me that day. And the estate was an older couple that had moved, and they were selling off the things that they didn't move to their smaller downsized location. And the man was an engineer and had quite an eye for detail. Some of the things that I was able to get were, I'm sure, precious things that he collected over his lifetime, and then his wife as well. So you see these homemaking and young living books, absolutely adorable. These are high school and junior high textbooks for how to be a homemaker. So we started young back in the day. So this was $19.59. It's got some funny pictures in it. Oh my goodness. Look at the three of them crammed in together. How to take care of children, keep them safe, how to cook a meal, some recipes, how to store your clothing off season. Oh, look at that. This is a McCall's pattern picture that they have in here. I think there might have been some more. Like, what are these other ones? Oh, how to wrap presents. Yeah, we missed some of the good pictures. Nutrition for kids. Fashion. Some basic sewing. Home decorating. Garden and yard maintenance. So that's the junior high book or pre-high school book. And then this was the high school book. This one's 1955. Grooming for Good Looks. Tending children. Babysitting. How to take care of your nails. The Armstrong linoleum at some home decorating, flower decorating, or flower arranging, I mean. Housekeeping. cooking, home economics kitchen. That looks very similar to the one I had in the 80s. I hadn't updated it. Recipes, table settings, how to sew an apron. That's cute. Some more pattern images. Yeah, so I thought those were really fun. Girls did get married. It seems they got married earlier, back in the 50s, like pretty much right out of high school. I know my parents got married only a year or two after high school, but my dad was drafted, so that was part of the delay, was him having to go off to boot camp. Okay, let me see what we want to do next. Okay, this is probably the least exciting piece. I bought this stack of blotters. They feel absolutely yummy. They're so soft, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to use them for, tags or something. They're nice and thick, but just the softest buttery paper you'll ever feel. So those are blotters. Then I got some magazines. This one is very old, 1908. The Burr Macintosh Monthly. Tiffany and Company ad. A silk embroidery hosiery from Lord & Taylor. Lots of great images and advertising in this. Aren't those pretty? And I believe these are people from the opera. Old Time Valentines and Where I Found My Last. So this is a collector who's collecting Valentines from 1805 in the early 1900s. There were collectors even as far back as then, looking back 100 years before. This is the cross up by Donner. We have been to that state park there. They have a huge statue now. The Donner Summit. Cutie reading his letter. Some pieces of artwork in the back here. Brooklyn Bridge. The beginning of color photography, it looks like, when they used to paint the photos. Oh, look at this baby with her chickens. That was probably the whole reason I bought this. President Roosevelt and Admiral Evans on the Mayflower. More fun advertising. Yeah, that was worth the flip. Then I got some tiny Simplicity magazines. These are the fashion news, Simplicity fashion news. I didn't know Simplicity had, I know they did full-size magazines. I didn't know they did these teeny tiny ones. And this one says July, let's see, 1970. So some shirt dresses. The A-lines. Oh, I remember my mom having a shirt just almost exactly like that. Oh, these are cute. My sister had an outfit similar to this, but it was, the dress underneath was purple velvet, with the sweater over the top. I had orange plaid pants in the 70s. I remember wearing them to the beach and getting hit by a wave and being very uncomfortable with wet polyester. Okay, this one is the June Patterns 1970. Oh my goodness, look at these patterns. So groovy. And then in the pinks, oh yeah, oh his tunic with the belt. I love it. Some folk fabrics. Cute. There's a lot of pictures packed into this little tiny magazine. Those are so fun. Two more. These are the August patterns. Also 1970. Oh yes, the shawls. They were a big deal. Did a whole memory keeping page about the shawl that my aunt made me. Bright fall colors. Coats and hospital scrub wear. And this one is November. Is this 1970 also? 72. Cute, cute. And then I got two Flint Hills Rodeo. This is the 19th annual, and this is the 41st annual. So this one's 1956, and this one's 1978. I loved the advertising. I think I saw this first, the chicken feed. I don't really like that it's got a couple roosters fighting on the back, but our roosters get into scuffles all the time regarding pecking order. I really loved the advertising in these. They kind of remind me of the advertising you find in the back of yearbooks, which is another good reason to get yearbooks, because they just have the local stores advertising. Oh, and there's a program still in there. So there's the older one, and then here's the one from the 70s. Let's see if they're advertising. Yep, still had advertising. The McDonald's ad on the back. Okay, so that's some of the magazines. I love the image on the cover of this book. It has Greek symbols. It says the Beaver 1925. The name of the college is torn off, but it says Agricultural College, and I imagine it says somewhere in here. It's a little bit worse for wear. Oh, Oregon. No wonder it's the Beavers. Every page just has these incredible, I don't even know if those are showing up, but it's this very faint tan colored lithographic print, and then the photos and text are inserted. Vanity Fair. Some of the students, I guess, were modeling. Here's the honor societies. Here's the classes. Juniors. These are the seniors, class of 1924. The wrestling team, baseball. Oh, just the images in here are amazing. Look at this. It says, throngs of alumni and visitors return to attend the festivities of junior weekend. The tumblers, under Coach Hager's supervision, entertain the vaudeville audience with a thrilling act. The freshman skit won first place in the inter-class competition. Our high school, the weekend of graduation, on the Saturday night, they would have a variety show, and the senior class would do comic skits, musical pieces, just all kinds of variety of things, and it was so much fun. I keep hoping my brother, because I'm pretty sure he was there that night that we did our class one, and he videotaped it, but I keep hoping he's going to find that tape at some point. So these are all the sororities in the back. Kappa Delta Sigma, I think that was the one that was in the front. And then organizations. Look at the printing around the edge. Oh, this is all silly stuff in the back. All the clubs. Anyway, I find it very fascinating. It's just old and so cool to be able to look back at something like this. Now, the advertising, like I was talking about in the Flint Rodeo, this is the ones in the yearbook. And they have everybody's name and where their picture is in the book. There's Multnomah Falls. That's so fun. And then I got some more magazines. And to be honest, I didn't even really look through these. I just saw that they were old. They're paper clipped together so that they don't fall apart. A CPR book from 1956. And then I have the Literary Digest from 1922, 1919, 1930, another 1930, 31, a Sunset magazine from 1949. This one's from 1930. 1930. He's marked the pages where there's advertising for different railroads and cars. So he must have been a collector. 1928. Oops, what's going on here? Something. Oh, the cover's just falling off. 1929. Another 1930. 1930, and a Saturday Evening Post from 1931. I'm not going to flip through all of these. If you have one that you would like a flip through of, you can always put it in the comments, and I'll do a flip through Friday with it. Now, I thought this was very fun. I found these original official driver's license from the Richfield Autopia at Disneyland. I don't remember a time when it was named after Richfield. I'm sure they sponsored it. And then there's another operator's license here. And yep, we are Disneyland fans. Our family likes to go together and have been going for years, and we probably go every other year, I think, or so. And so this is really precious. I remember going as a little girl, but these look older than anything, even the times that I had gone. Now, I mentioned he was an engineer, and so this is a leather-bound folio that has a bunch of his engineering tools, drafting tools in it. Nothing in the pocket, but we have some drawing triangles and a French curve. We have this little metal, beautiful rusty bit for doing some little detailed lines, drawings, and curves. A protractor. It's everything in there. Little snippet of something that tore off of somewhere. How to use a basic slide rule in 3 steps. Some drafting papers. Aircraft mechanical drawing, fitting engine mount, upper longeron. So it's something they needed to have made and machined. Another spec for different mathematical equations to figure out. Kind of a little cheat sheet, I think. Oh, this was just an advertisement for a vintage sale that was going to be happening. I tucked it in. The physics course. Applied Physics, 1935 and reprinted in 1941. I loved physics in school, both in high school and in college. I had the nicest physics teacher in high school, and I don't know but what that made the difference, but for some reason, physics was the math that made sense to me. And I used a lot of it in physiology later when I went to PT school. Case hardening. Emotional maturity. He was working on his relationships too. He was... Oh, and here's more of the same little cheat sheets for figuring out the sine, cosine, tangent, all that stuff. A 1943 Takeoff magazine in here. There's a couple of them. More engineering schematics. And then some of his hand-drawn papers. Let's see. Oh, it's stapled both top and bottom. I mean, left and right. I love anything handwritten. This looks like parts to an airplane wing. And then there was a whole stack of drawings here in the back. And then it looks like supervisor training certificate, North American Aviation Work Simplification Certificate, Texas Division of Instructor Training, Engineering Science Management, War Training. Oh, and then these were just some papers that were supposed to be keeping those safe, I believe. These are kind of my favorite estate sales to go to, where you know the person is still living and they are giving permission to sell their personal items. I feel much better about that than when someone has passed away and people don't want their things. You know, if they don't have kids that want it. Look at this original blueprint material. I think they're just really fun. I like paper, pretty much any kind of paper, ephemera, and this was something really different. And so I'm really excited to have these. Plus, I love the technicalness of the drawings. Oops, I keep opening them upside down. They're all aircraft mechanical drawings, which is really cool. My dad would have liked it. And my son-in-law and his father are big airplane buffs. So neat. Anyway, I won't keep opening those. So that's everything small. Now I will insert some pictures here. I bought 2 9-drawer library card catalog cabinets. And they're under a couple feet wide and maybe 1.5 feet tall. And I'm so excited. I've been tucking ephemera into them since I got them. But then I ended up buying this beautiful cabinet that was made in 1902 from what I can see written in it. And it is an engineer's dream cabinet. I can see why he owned it. And I fully appreciate the ingenuity and the beauty that went into making this. So it is just over 4 feet tall and almost 3.5 feet wide. And it contains 3 9-drawer sections and then 2 large drawers at the bottom. And I called my husband. I said, can you get a break and come pick this up for me? Because I just had my car. And he came out, and we were very pleased to discover that this big cabinet comes apart in 5 sections. So the little cap piece comes off, basically the shelf at the top comes off and is just like a board with the trim on it. And then each 9-drawer section comes apart from the others. So you unstack them like blocks, and they have these little metal trim pieces on the bottoms on the sides that hold it all in place. And then the bottom 2 drawers are a separate section too. So he was very easily able to take the 5 pieces and carry them out one at a time to our van and put them in and move them home for me. And then I proceeded to spend pretty much all my spare time clearing the space where I wanted to put it and starting to put ephemera into that, because the drawers are the most amazing part about this cabinet. So the drawer pulls out, and then it hangs with 2 little hooks underneath on a little bar, so that you can drop it down and the spring holds all your papers in place. And then if you want to disconnect it, you just lift those 2 little hooks up off the bar, and you can take the drawer and lay it on a table and go through it. And so you can already see that it is holding a wide variety of items. The drawers are not quite, because of the spring mechanism, they're just under 12 inches wide. So they're about 11.5. So it won't hold 12 by 12 paper, but I can easily fit something that's 12 inches long in the drawer. This cabinet is absolutely fascinating to me. I got an amazing deal on it for its age and ingenuity, and I'm so excited to use it to start sorting for my next junk journals, or just the things that I pull on a regular basis for junk journals, like the doilies and my dyed papers. I'm so grateful to have found it and to have been able to purchase it. And I feel really blessed to be able to do that. And I think it's just really fun to share with you because it is so unique. Inside each drawer is a sticker that's been put down in the bottom of the drawer, and it's a record of when the file was started to be used, and it just says Globe File on it. And then I thought it was made in 1902, but now that I'm looking at the first drawers, it says the file was started to being used. The first date in it is 1900 to 1902. This incredible piece of history tucked in the bottom of the drawer and permanently placed there, which I think is so fun too. I think for a new modern piece of furniture that was a similar size, even a dresser, I would have paid way more. And so I am really, really grateful. I can't say that enough. I appreciate you all so much when you come to the channel and watch and leave comments, share your likes and subscribe. I really appreciate that as well. And I'm always happy to have you along and will respond to any comments or questions you have. Take care, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.